up, you guys? Welcome back. It's been a while. Haven't really talked directly to the camera in a minute. Today I kind of just wanted to talk. One of my first videos that I did, it was the Nutty Putty cave one. The wind was really bad. Couldn't really hear me. I was really didn't know what to say. It was my first, one of my first videos. So I kind of wanted to go over it and kind of redo it. That video did get a lot of comments, so I did also want to go over the comments too. Kind of explain it more, kind of go over it more, because in the comments you guys were saying, why couldn't they just get them out? We didn't have a lot of the handheld tools, handheld chisels and electric drills and stuff like that like we do now. So if he got stuck nowadays, it would have been a lot easier. But in that cave, it's not just rock or anything that you can drill into. It's like clay. So when they started, they were trying to do a pulley system. So when they started drilling into it, kept having the hangers or the mounts pull out. So they finally got it where they got it in there, they thought good enough, and then they started pulling on it, and he kind of got pulled up a little bit from it. They said that he got pulled up, maybe it was 3 feet, 4 feet, and then it broke. So let's start from the beginning though, okay? So they go to Nutty Putty Cave, and they start going in. When you first get in there, it's kind of tight, but then it opens up. But then there's a bunch of little slots that you can go. There's a ton of different little caves that you can go through. And the part that he went through wasn't mapped. No one's been there before. They've never seen it. They don't know if it ended. They don't know if it kept going. Well, he decided to go down one, and he went head first. And put in mind, the one he went in, it was literally just a small, his arms were up, both arms, and the cave was just barely big enough to fit him like this. As he was doing that, he was crawling his way through, and then the cave went straight, and then it dove down, just basically straight down. To get around that curve, what he did was he literally let all of his breath out, so his chest would get smaller, and then he squoze through and dropped down, not knowing that the cave ended. Just stuck. Can't push himself back up. He can't get himself around that curve again. He just basically wedged himself. How's it going?
Going good,
Good. Back to the story. So he got himself wedged in there, couldn't get out, and then he started calling for his brother. His brother finally heard him, went down in there. He had to crawl through that little cave till he got to the turn or the drop. And then he saw his brother there. And then his brother tried to help him out, thinking that he could just pull him up, as John pushed himself back up. Didn't work. So his brother's like, okay, you're going to have to be here. His brother leaves. He's there by himself in this dark cave. All he has is his headlamp. Okay, so he's in the cave 3 hours before anyone even gets to him. Look at this train, though. This thing's wild. Yo. It's dark. It's dark as fuck in here. We'll get back to the story. I want to explore this train real quick. Yo, this is sick. Holy shit. I'm not gonna climb over there. But it looks like... Oh god. Oh god. I love you. Hey, you're cute. What's going on, man?
Not much.
Sick ass kitchen. Shower right there.
Just take a shower real quick.
It's locked. That's locked. You guys need some pants? This is what we're looking at. Fucking around with. Oh, nice. This one's way cooler. Got some old train parts. What is this? Like a differential? What? What is that? It's like puzzle pieces. Nice. It's a dick. Oh, it still slides? What? Man, I don't know why people gotta destroy shit though. I would destroy it too. Yo, that thing is fucking heavy. Alright, I'm over it. That was a cool little cut off. This cool little train. But where were we? Nutty Putty Cave. He got stuck. Rescue team got there 3 hours later. And then they went down there, gave him drinks, whatever. And then they started just figuring out how they can get him out. Drills. I'm sure they thought of drills. What I think is if they started drilling where he was at, I guess they could have drilled next to him, but I feel like it would just make it all collapse because where it was just like a clay material, rock or anything. It wasn't dirt. It was like a clay. Yeah, they just started trying to figure out, and then they came up with this pulley system where they can do a rope, tie him up his feet with a rope, and just pull him up. And that's where they started having issues. And for the longest time, they kept trying to get the pulley system to work. But yeah, after a while, the pulley system didn't work. And eventually, sadly, they determined that there was no way, without hurting him or risking getting anyone else caught or stuck, they couldn't save him. They couldn't pull him out. Because, once again, the cave he was in couldn't move his arms, get his arms back. They were just stuck like this. But I hope that answers some of the questions. Oh, the rocks. The pile of rocks that I mentioned, that I asked if anyone knew why those piles of rocks there. It was, and confirmed, that the rocks were where his body was, under the ground, directly where he was lying. That's his resting place. One of the comments. Can we get Logan Paul to get in there and get John out? Nice audio. Rest in peace, headphone users. Yes, I know it was windy. It was terrible. Would it be possible to drill down and recover the body? I mean, nowadays it's just gone. It's just going to be bones. There ain't going to be nothing left. But back in the day, probably. But obviously there was a reason why they didn't. I'm sure there was a lot of reasons why. My dad is a search and rescue. People that went there, he even went to the funeral. That's cool. It's sad. That's awesome that your dad helped out though. That he was there helping. Thanks for filming this. I was wondering what the site looks like now. You're welcome. I've never seen it. I've lived here in Utah my whole life, and that was the first time I've ever gone out there. It's actually kind of hard to find. There's ways out there. 65 subscribers, huh? I'm thinking 65 too many. Sorry, but your videos blow. Guess there's always Mickey D's. Alright. And I do not work at McDonald's. I work somewhere else that makes a lot better money. I am not jobless. I do work. Anybody have a Google pin for the cave's location? I've been to where it is according to Google Maps, but I think it is incorrect. So, it looks like someone already gave you the pin, but where the Google took me, it was literally just up the hill. Like there was a little parking lot that I stopped at, and that's where my Google pinned me at. and then I just had to walk up the hill and over, and it was up on top. So, I mean, you got the pin. Maybe you'll watch this again, and hopefully my directions will help you. It is hard to find. It took me 3-4 hours to get out there. So most of you are just wondering if the cave can get opened again. People that want to get in. I don't know why. And also how the wind is bad. I know. I'm sorry. I tried. Can't really predict weather. There wasn't really many questions on there. But it is sad what happened to him, and it is sad that no one can get to him. Sadly, they couldn't dig down to him or get him out. Just because the way he was just wedged in there and the curve that he had to take to get where he was stuck. It was just too hard of an angle to get him out. They were saying they had to break his knees to bend him to get him back out. So like somehow he wedged himself in there, which I'm just guessing gravity mostly took its place. I don't know if there was anything that we could do. The rescue team tried all they can. They were out there for 26 hours? Can't remember how many hours they were out there now. But it was a long time they were out there trying to get him out. And he lasted a long time for being upside down, rushed with all that blood rushing to his head. But it is a very interesting story, and it is cool to actually go and see that cave. I've never seen it, so I really wanted to go see it. But that is the story of John Jones and what happened to John Jones and Nutty Putty Cave. It is a very interesting story, and I'm glad that I kind of did a video on it and got to go out there and see the cave, because I've never been out there. I've never even heard the story until this year. I've lived here my whole life, never even knew about it. And when I heard about it, it just blew my mind. Like, it was crazy to hear. But rest in peace, John Jones. Labor Day weekend, I did go to the dunes. My buddy, I put a GoPro on his chest, and he kind of sent it on a few jumps. So I will end the video on that note. And I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope this kind of made that Nutty Putty Cave video a little bit better and explained it a little bit better. On that note, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace!